Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to the Texas EV Alliance for making the effort to drive across all of our Texas, the very, very large state of Texas, and share the information about electric vehicles and electric vehicle charging stations. My name is Savannah Nance. I'm with the Dallas-Fort Worth Clean Cities Coalition, which is hosted within the North Central Texas Council of Governments. The Dallas-Fort Worth Clean Cities Coalition has been part of the Department of Energy's Clean Cities Partnership since 1995, and our mission is to improve air quality through the adoption of clean vehicle technologies. Clean vehicle technologies adoption is very important in our region because we are having air quality issues. We are not in attainment for ground level ozone in 10 of the counties, including Denton County, where we are today. Because of this and transportation's impact and contribution to ground level ozone, the adoption of clean vehicle technologies, including all electric vehicles, is really important for us to improve air quality and protect public health because ground level ozone impacts asthma rates, increases lung function, or decreases lung function, and also impacts our environment. The Dallas-Fort Worth region has had great adoption of all electric vehicles. Just this month, we broke 120,000 all-electric vehicles adopted in our region. That is from individuals and public and private fleets. That is more than any other major metro area in Texas. And it is more than a third of all of the electric vehicles that are adopted in Texas. We have had amazing adoption from our fleets in the region as well, both public and private. We have all electric school buses being operated by Everman ISD and Dallas ISD. We have many municipal fleets that have adopted electric vehicles, including the first all-electric refuse truck in the state that is operating in the city of Plano, and many light-duty sedans being operated by our municipal governments. And then finally, we also have one of the first Class 8 all-electric trucks that is driving between McKinney and Denton hauling goods. We're really proud of all of our fleet's effort to be at the forefront of this transition, and we expect this transition to continue, partially because of many investments that are available or coming to our region, including the Environmental Protection Agency's Clean School Bus Program, where our region has already won $13 million to adopt electric school buses. There's also $15 million coming to the region through a federal highways charging and fueling infrastructure award that the North Central Texas Council of Governments won on behalf of the region. And we're going to use this funding to do our best to equitably build out an electric vehicle charging station network in our region. If you would like to provide input, we are taking input now and would love for some folks to come by our booth and tell us where you want our charging stations built out. Finally, there's state funding available through the Texas Emission Reduction Plan and then the Texas Volkswagen Environmental Mitigation Program that is also funding electric vehicles. I want to thank the Texas Electric Vehicle Alliance again for coming to our region and talking about the benefits of electric vehicles, and really appreciate all of you coming out. I'm going to hand it off to Buzz Smith from Texas.
Howdy, everybody. I'm Buzz Smith, Executive Director for the Texas EV Alliance. We're a nonprofit that works with Texas state and local governments on policy regarding electric vehicles like infrastructure, incentives, taxation, and regulation. The North Texas EV road trip, which we're right in the middle of now, is traveling across North Texas from Denton to Wichita Falls to share our excitement about electric vehicles and our positive impact on the future of our great state. The reason we're focusing on North Texas is that EV charging infrastructure funded by the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program, or NEVI, are starting to open right now across the state. In fact, we'll be having a ribbon cutting for the one that opens in Gainesville tomorrow. Another reason for this road trip is that Consumer Reports found that 40% of Americans that know nothing about EVs say they'll never own one. And that drops to just 4% if they just get some personal experience with EVs for themselves. Now, we don't believe in mandates. We believe Texans should have the freedom to choose whatever vehicle they want. Now, that being said, those of us that have been driving EVs for years now know both the benefits and the challenges of driving them. And when people get correct information about EVs, they'll want to get one for themselves. So we're out here to give you that experience. Our mission at Texas EV is to solve the challenges by working with Texas leaders and to give the EV experience to as many Texans as we can reach. Now, think of us as a trusted friend who saw a great movie or had a great dining experience at a restaurant. We just want to share our experience with you. We also want to get politics out of the discussion. EVs are not partisan. Whether you're concerned about the environment, national security, international competition, energy independence, or the Texas electric grid, EVs are part of the solution. Now, that being said, our enthusiasm is based on reasons that everybody gets excited about their car. Things like acceleration, handling, low fuel and maintenance costs, and a smooth, quiet ride are why we're such big fans. Now, even more important, though, is the economic impact that EVs are having in Texas. Factories are being built here, like the Tesla Gigafactory, Wallbox, and LG charger factories, and many more are in the works. That means jobs and prosperity for Texans. Now, I've been driving electrically for over 12 years, but the transition to electric transport is just now cranking into high gear. Now, think of EVs as the internet around 1995, when Amazon just started selling books. Back then, no one thought we'd be able to buy almost anything, watch our TV shows, go to the movies, go to school, see our doctors via the internet. An entire economy grew up around the internet. Can you imagine where we'd be today if we'd said back then, nah, that's just not for me? Now, already batteries and solar panels at people's homes are helping to support the electric grid by sending energy back to the grid when it's under strain. And people are getting paid to do that. Soon, the batteries in the EVs, as well as the huge batteries in vehicles like this electric school bus, will be able to do the same, becoming a source of income for both EV drivers and our Texas schools. Now, we can't predict all the positive changes that EVs will bring, but we know the ingenuity of Texans will show the way. Texas led the way in agriculture, cattle, oil and gas, integrated circuits and computers, space exploration, aerospace and defense, and wind and solar energy. Texans have prospered from these revolutions, and the move to electric transportation will continue that great Texas tradition. Thank you very much, and I'm going to introduce Jessica from the Texas Electric School Bus Project. Jessica, come on up.
Thank you. Good morning, y'all. Thank you very much for having us on this cold morning in Denton. My name is Jessica Kythen, and I'm the founder and director of the Texas Electric School Bus Project. I'm very pleased to have my colleague Michelle Montague with me as well today, as well as Brad Beauchamp from Bluebird, and Robert from Clean Bus Solutions, and Rush as well. So please make sure to say hello to everyone today. Our mission is to facilitate the speedy and equitable transition to a zero-emission school bus fleet in Texas and beyond. We're coming up on our second official anniversary, and it has really been an incredible journey. And the roadshow experience has been one of my favorite parts of that journey. So as you might suspect, everything really is bigger in Texas. We've got the largest school bus fleet in the nation, with over 50,000 yellow school buses traveling millions of miles and transporting almost 1.5 million Texas kids every single day. These ubiquitous yellow buses have a dark side, and that is that the diesel exhaust and the noxious gases concentrate inside the cabin of the bus, up to 10 times or more concentrated inside the cabin of the bus than the ambient air outside. Electric school buses are better for our kids and for our communities. Not only do they protect our kids' health and cognitive development of our future Texas parents, doctors, engineers, governors, etc., they just make sense. School buses are a perfect use case for electrification, with their short, predictable schedules and a return to a central hub in the middle of the day and overnight for charging. Conservatively, districts are seeing 60% savings in fuel and in maintenance. And with the future of vehicle to building, vehicle to grid, and the Texas Energy Fund, districts can ensure energy security and generate revenue by acting as mobile power plants. The future of the yellow school bus is on the horizon, and with it comes a paradigm shift. These buses can and should be used for more than transporting our most precious cargo.
They normalize electric transportation for an entire new generation of children. And they offer an unprecedented learning opportunity in STEM. They bring potential for income generation and they buffer the grid for all Texans. We're here to help navigate this system reliably and with a smile. We've got what it takes here in Texas to become a leader in school bus fleet electrification, showing the naysayers that the free market can and should solve our most pressing problems. So together, let's develop the know-how, the manufacturing capabilities, and the technology here in the Lone Star State so we can stay independent in our pursuit of the American dream. So we look forward to working with you and helping in any way we can, and really appreciate the hospitality. I hope everybody gets a chance to take a look at the inside of the bus and maybe even go for a ride. Thank you, and I will be introducing Michael Chamberlain with TxDOT.
All right, good morning, everyone. Happy to be here. My name is Michael Chamberlain. I'm the program manager for the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program at TxDOT. Thank you to the Texas EV Alliance, Dallas-Fort Worth Clean Cities. I'm going to give you a brief update on the NEVI plan, where we sit today. Buzz gave you a little hint about what's going on. We actually opened our first station last week in Happy, Texas. It's hard not to say that with a smile on your face. About 10% of the population of Happy was at the event last week. So that was fun. We had the chief of police, the mayor, TxDOT, and Federal Highways all in the same place. It sounds amazing. We're going to do it again tomorrow in Gainesville. This is part of the first phase of the NEVI program, which is along the interstates. It's about 84 stations. You'll see them popping through later this year, all through 2025. Once we finish phase one, which is 84 stations, $85 million, we'll move to the second phase, which is everything else. That includes MPOs, county seats, everything that you see on the map here. So about 30 of those stations are underway now. There will be over 1,000 stations with plug-ins for NACS and CCS connectors when the stations are complete. Now, when will that be? It will not be 2025. So it'll be 2026, 2027. But we are happy that this is moving along. We've worked through all the bugs in the last year and a half. And so now we think we're going to move much faster as we get through the end of phase one and into phase two. So we're happy to be here. Again, happy that the stations are opening. You can look for Balmorhea next, Sandy Oaks, Sierra Blanca, Fort Worth, Big Spring. All these Texas type names that you see on the interstates will be happening really, really soon. We're very excited, and thank you for your time.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mario Bravo, and I'm with the Texas EV Education Project. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization with a mission of working on public education to advance the adoption of electric vehicles in Texas. So how are we educating the public? Well, we want people to know that we understand that some people have concerns about where they're going to charge their electric vehicle when they leave town. And so we want to help to educate the public about all the benefits of federal funding that's coming through TxDOT to be able to place public charging stations every 50 miles along the major interstates. We ourselves drove up from San Antonio yesterday, and we have to acknowledge that there are challenges right now for some EV drivers. We came with a CCS charging car, and we had to make more stops than we anticipated. We had some struggles in being able to find some electric vehicle charging stations, and the trip took longer than originally we had planned. And so we want people to know that in the future, there are going to be more opportunities to charge your electric vehicle. It's going to be easier to be able to go from town to town and across the state of Texas. We also want to educate people about the opportunities that electric vehicles present as battery storage devices. They have huge batteries on there. And in Texas, we've been experiencing challenges with electric grid stability. So right now, with many electric vehicles, you might be able to plug into your home when the electric grid goes down and be able to power your refrigerator, power your air conditioning device. You might be able to support some of your neighbors who aren't able to have electricity in times of need. And so there are many opportunities that electric vehicles present us right now, as well as bringing down electricity prices transmission prices for everybody, because the electric grid is only used about 50%. And so when more people are using those wires that already exist, it can bring down the electricity prices for everybody. So we want to educate people about all the opportunities that electric vehicles propose or present us right now, and continue to do that to help increase adoption of electric vehicles, because it can reduce our dependency on fossil fuels. It can also help promote jobs. Right now we're looking at a situation where the automotive market is not just the United States, it's worldwide, and we're seeing competition in India and in China. And so what we're seeing is that automobiles are being purchased all across the country or all across the world, and we need to keep advancing this technology in our country and be able to support that so that the United States can remain competitive globally in the automotive market. So thank you very much, and I'm going to hand it back to Savannah and Nance.
Thank you everyone for the time, and thank you to our great speakers. More than anything else, I feel like this entire roadshow initiative has shown how much widespread support that vehicle electrification has. We have nonprofits that are supporting public health and protecting our children. We have governmental agencies that are doing their best to provide education and funding when possible. And then we have private entities that are taking the time to come out and bring their vehicles to show and make their investments in our technologies. With all of this effort that's happening across the entire United States, across all of the different sectors, there's really no way that this won't be successful. So thank you all again for your time, and thank you to all of the partners for the Electric Roadshow for coming out, and the Texas EV Alliance for putting on this event. We hope everyone has learned something about some of the efforts that's going on in Texas and why this transition is so important, and how electric vehicles can help all of us live a better life. Thank you all.